Beginning first with the Wildcats of Clarksville, a 6'1" senior forward, number 1, Joseph Shriver Rivera. For the Blue Devils, a 6'6" senior wing, number 1, Yaron Alexander. For the Wildcats, a 6' senior guard, number 3, J.J. Wheat. For the Blue Devils, a 6'0" senior guard, number 3, Rolando Dow. For the Wildcats, a 6'2" senior forward, number 10, Arnett Hines. For the Blue Devils, a 6'3" junior forward, number 4, Jalen Epstein. For the Wildcats, a 5'11" senior guard, number 11, Jaheim Berry. For the Blue Devils, a 6'8" junior wing, number 5, Jared Hall. For the Wildcats, a 5'11" junior forward, number 21, Jamar Cornell. And for the Blue Devils, a 6'2" junior guard, number 11, Wyatt Foley. The Wildcats are coached by Ted Young. The Blue Devils by Jim McDowell.
The NBA and NCAA March Madness. Wilson, proud supporter of the TSSAA championships. Here we go, the 4A quarterfinal between Clarksville and Lebanon. Lebanon showing up in their home whites with the blue trim, the Blue Devil logo planted on the back above the numbers and in the front of the Nike jerseys. Clarksville comes in with their road black uniforms, purple trim, and the ball is in the air. The tip is won by Clarksville, tapped by Arnett Hines all the way down the floor to Jaheim Berry for a quick layup try, and that's off the mark, high off the backboard and rebounded by Rolando Dow. So Lebanon with its first possession moving from right to left here at the Murphy Center. Into the right corner it goes with Yaron Alexander, averaging 15.5 points per game and swivel around the arc into the left corner with Rolando Dow. Down low it goes to Hall. Hall lifts it to the right wing, catch and shoot, 3 ball, no good. Pinned off the left side of the rim by Wyatt Foley. We remain scoreless, and here's Clarksville coming left to right. On the outside, J.J. Wheat thinks about the catch and shoot, opts to go into the left corner for an air ball 3 by Shriver Rivera, but the rebound and follow is good with the foul by Arnett Hines in the right spot under the bucket, gets it up and in with the whistle. So it's a chance at a 3-point play early on here for the Clarksville Wildcats. At the line, Arnett Hines, the senior forward, pumps and fires the free throw, and it's good. Foul was on Yaron Alexander, first one of the game. On Lebanon, it's a quick 3-0 Clarksville lead on the M1 opportunity. Here comes Lebanon. Bounce pass to the left elbow. Alexander drives and hangs it high with the rolling right hand that rims in, and Lebanon's on the board. Clarksville ball down 3-2. Walking dribble across half court, J.J. Wheat. Quick move at the right elbow to get around Alexander. He drops it off behind him. A trailing 3 for Berry. Misses everything and falls out of bounds on the baseline to my right. Into the Lebanon cheerleaders, where it will be Lebanon ball as they trail 3-2 early. J.J. Wheat passed up the 3-point tries, averaging over 22 points per game, has yet to find the bottom of the net. Here's Lebanon. Deep left wing, Yaron Alexander drives on Wheat, step back deep 2 from the left elbow, and it clatters off the front iron, rebounded quickly by Shriver Rivera, snatching it out of the air with both hands, going quickly to Wheat, who tears down the floor and runs right into a Blue Devil on the right block, and it's going to be a foul on the play as he ran straight into Jalen Epstein, and Epstein will be called for it. So that's 2 fouls in the opening frame against Lebanon, 1 on Yaron Alexander, 1 on Jalen Epstein. Baseline inbound coming for Clarksville, who leads 3-2 early. This is Jamar Cornell, the junior forward, looking with Epstein in his face, off to go into the right corner for Hines, who moves it up top between the circles. This is Wheat. J.J. Wheat directing traffic with Yaron Alexander in his face in the Lebanon man-to-man. Wheat bounces it back outside to Hines, quickly right back to Wheat, operating on the left wing in front of the Lebanon bench, and head coach Jim McDowell pacing back and forth, hands on hips, in his gray blazer with a blue Lebanon tie. It's bounce to the right corner. This is Jamar Carnell. Cross-court pass all the way to the left corner for a catch-and-shoot three, and it rattles in for Lebanon. Three balls good by Jaheim Berry, and Clarksville leads 6-2. So a three-point play and a three-pointer have the Wildcats in front as Lebanon controls down by 4. Wyatt Bowling on the left wing. Squares up Berry, throws up a floater in the middle of the lane with the right hand, and that rolls off the back iron, rebounded by Hines. Here comes J.J. Wheat. The senior scoring at an electric break this season, runs right into a steal. Yarn Alexander picks it away. With nobody to beat, Alexander with a two-handed clutch. Transition basketball, capitalizing off the turnover is Yarn Alexander. He's got all 4 of Lebanon's points as Clarksville controls it, leading 6-4 in the 4A quarterfinals. Top of the key, Joseph Schreiber-Rivera averages nearly 10 points per game as a good third scoring option for these Clarksville Wildcats. On the left side, this is Carnell. Carnell gives up top, back to Schreiber-Rivera. Takes one dribble, hangs up a floater with the right hand, ran over Jared Hall, but he got the bucket to go and no whistle, and Clarksville builds on its lead. 8-4 the score. Lebanon basketball. Rolando Dow walks it into front court along the far side. Gives up top Jared Hall, his first real touches of the game. The 6'8 wing player. Big power 5 prospect. Fires a three. It's a little too strong. Schreiber-Rivera snatches the rebound right out front of Jalen Abston, and Clarksville has it up by 4. J.J. Wheat surveys the scene, attacks, kicks to the left corner. One dribble for Hines, and a quick kick outside, stolen away. Stolen away by Bowling of Lebanon. Bounce pass in the lane, and the lane is good. Hit him in stride. Rolando Dow gathered the bounce pass and laid it up and in. Back-to-back transition buckets for Lebanon, and it's an 8-6 Clarksville lead. Clarksville with the basketball. It's moved around the arc. Schreiber-Rivera doubled up quickly by Dow, and Alexander has to start over at the logo with Berry. Berry with a hanging shot down the right side of the lane. That's no good. Rebound's tapped around and won by Berry. He snatches it out of the air and gives it back up top to Wheat. Wheat tries, has the ball stripped away by Hall, and Dow controls it for Lebanon. They'll slow things down, let teammates catch up right to left as Lebanon trails 8-6. 3:59 to go, first quarter. And Wyatt Bowling back at the big blue MT logo here at Middle Tennessee. Resets things for the Blue Devils. Down low he goes to Hall. Turning jumper is short off the front iron on a short-range look. And it was good defense by Arnett Hines. Here's Clarksville with J.J. Wheat. Right-handed flip pass, keeps it up top to Berry. Berry moves it down the right wing to Arnett Hines. Two-handed pass up top, Schreiber-Rivera spins down into the lane on Alexander and hangs it up, but too strong. Bounced off the back iron, Alexander with the rebound. Lebanon basketball, another chance to tie or take the lead here on this possession, trailing 8-6 with 3:25 to go in the first quarter. Up top, Wyatt Bowling hands it in behind for Rolando Dow. On the left wing, Alexander thought about the three, off the spin down to the free throw line, and then down to the left block where he draws the foul. Crafty movement by Yarn Alexander, the senior wing, averaging 15.7 points per game, and he heads to the free throw line as he drew the foul on Jaheim Berry. It's his first. And the 63% free throw shooter will try to tie things up if he can hit both for the Blue Devils. First free throw is on the way, and it skips in and out. First up to the game, coming in, Bryce Nizik checks in for Lebanon as he replaces Rolando Dow. And Jamar Carnell takes a seat for the Clarksville Wildcats as the second free throw is on the way for Alexander, and it's no good off the front iron. Kellen Howard is the new player in for Clarksville who has it, leading 8-6, 3:08 to go, first quarter. At midcourt, Jaheim Berry pushes it to the far side, handled by Wheat. Wheat with a quick no-look pass to the left elbow, where a quick jumper by Schreiber-Rivera is too strong and rebounded by Hall. Hall, the 6'8 junior, dribbles to the top of the key, disrupted briefly by Hines, but regains his dribble, spins at the top of the key, dumps it down low to the right block for Abston, who lays it up and in. Good recovery by Jared Hall to avoid the turnover and turn it into an assist for tied up at 8. Up top, Jaheim Berry, he's fouled from behind by Yarn Alexander. Tried to reach around and poke out for a steal and ended up getting contact. So Alexander picks up his second. He'll stay in the game here. It's Clarksville making a change. Joseph Schreiber-Rivera out, DeFerlin Walls in. Senior for senior there as Clarksville puts it into play on a far sideline inbound. Tied up at 8, 2.5 minutes to go, first quarter. Moved around the arc into the right corner for Arnett Hines, who drills the three for Clarksville. That's his 11th three-pointer of the season, and it puts Clarksville on top 11-8. Wyatt Bowling lob down low for Afton, loses control of it, but it bounces right into the hands of Yarn Alexander, who's able to clean it up and lay it up Clarksville ball. Wheat drops it off on the right wing for a deep three. Jaheim Berry is too strong. Wyatt Bowling skied high for the board. And here comes Lebanon with Jared Hall. Hall has yet to find the bottom of the net, averaging a double-double this season with 21.5 points per game. On the right wing, Yarn Alexander, guarded by Wheat. Puts it up top for Bowling. Left side, Bryce Nizik, a pure three-point shooter. Didn't have a look that he liked, so he started over up top with Bowling, who puts it right back on the left wing with Nizik. Bowling, top of the key, to the right side for Abston, also the starting quarterback for the Lebanon Blue Devils. Back to the left side with Nizik. Lead bounce pass inside the arc. Left side, Yarn Alexander. He backs up on Wheat. Turnaround, spinning deep two is drilled by Yarn Alexander. What a move by the senior. Has really lifted this team in times of need this season. And he gets back on the board as Lebanon takes its first lead, 12-11. But there's J.J. Wheat with the answer for Clarksville, slicing inside for the quick layup. A flash of lightning to put Clarksville back up by one. Back and forth we go. 65 seconds left in the first quarter. Clarksville 13, Lebanon 12. Lebanon with the basketball here in the 4A quarterfinals. One more Final Four spot in the 4A class on the line. Down to the left block, Jared Hall. He's triple team. He finds Nizik. Left corner three. It goes in and out. Swirled around the rim and popped out. And the rebound is fought for and won by Walls in a battle with Jared Hall. He's got about a 7-inch size disadvantage there, but won the battle anyway. Clarksville has it, leading 13-12. 38 seconds to go in the first. On the right wing, this is Howard. Baseline drive down the right side. Stepped out of bounds. It'll be Lebanon ball. Howard reeled it in the right corner, tried to drive it down the baseline, and had a toe out on the line, so Lebanon will get it back after the turnover. Clarksville 13, Lebanon 12, 33 seconds to go in the first. Here in Murfreesboro. Rolando Dow leads this team with 2.5 assists per game. Jets in the front court, two-handed pass up top to Abston. Bullet pass down low to Hall. Hall spins on Hines, forces it up and in. Between two Clarksville Wildcats, and there's his first points of the game. And Lebanon back up by one. 12 seconds to go in the first. Clarksville trying to get the final shot off. Jaheim Berry pointing out traffic with his right index finger. Now he comes to the near side for Howard. On the right wing, Wheat with 3 seconds left. He is fouled. No check that. It's Lebanon basketball. Hey, they're going to say Wheat stepped out of bounds. Wheat was pressured on the near sideline by Hall and had his left heel touch the line. And it's Lebanon ball with 3 seconds left. Up by one. A chance to get one shot off before the opening frame comes to a close. Quickly into Bowling. Gets it off on the run on the left wing. And that's short. And after one, Lebanon leads Clarksville 14-13. More from Murphy Center after this 60-second station break on the TSSAA network. Back to the Murphy Center, 1 quarter down, 3 to go as we try to finalize who will get the final spot in the 4A semifinals here in Murfreesboro. It's Lebanon leading Clarksville 14-13. Lucas Panzica with you on the TSSAA radio network. Here's sideline inbound to start us off in the second quarter by Wyatt Bowling as he triggers it into backcourt for Rolando Dow. Lebanon has it, going right to left on the first possession of the second quarter. Blue Devils lead it by 1. Wide open on the right side is Bowling. He opts to take an uncontested three, and it clatters off the left side of the rim. Rebound falls neatly into the hands of Jaheim Berry, and he walks it across half court. Two-handed pass right wing to J.J. Wheat. Pump fake shot, drive into the lane, and a running banker is short off the front iron. It's rebounded by Jared Hall. Hall steps into front court, gives it off to Bowling. Right wing, standing directly in front of the Clarksville bench where Ted Young stands, shouting out instructions. He's captained this Clarksville side since 1997, a Clarksville alum himself. Ted Young, now in his 6th Murfreesboro appearance. Jared Hall with a deep try from 3 up top. And then it's way off, hitting the back iron and bouncing all the way out over the far sideline to be Clarksville ball. And Clarksville has it, trailing 14-13, 7:13 to go in the second. Jaheim Berry slowly creeps across half court with a hip-high right-handed dribble, gives it off to Wheat. That partnership right there has accounted for 58% of Clarksville's points per game this season. Up top is Arnett Hines, guarded by Alexander, and a reach-in foul by Alexander is called. And that'll be the 3rd on Yarn Alexander. Big foul there on the 6'6 senior, who's played such a huge role for this Lebanon team to get to this point in the state quarterfinals. Alexander's replaced by Aiden Donald, the junior. So here's Clarksville with the ball, down by 1, under 7 minutes to go in the second. Quick drive by Berry, dumps it off into the left corner for Schreiber Rivera. Back outside with Hines. came under Jalen Abston to regain the Clarksville lead. It's 15-14. Lebanon ball. Rolando Dow, the Lebanon point guard, gives it right side to Wyatt Boland. Ball clutched above his head with both hands. He puts it back up top with Abston. Abston finds Hall, right block, muscles up on Hines, and he forces the shot up and draws a foul. So Jared Hall taking it straight to Arnett Hines. That's 6'8" on 6'2", and 6'8" won the battle. First foul on Hines, and Jared Hall's at the free throw line, a 72% shooter. Drills the first free throw. Offers from Tennessee, Ole Miss, Florida. Jared Hall still has another year of high school basketball to play, but will have his pick of the litter or to play his college hoops as he misses the second free throw. It rolls off the right side of the rim. Tied up at 15. Clarksville ball left to right, quick three. Left wing, Wheat drills it. J.J. Wheat with his first three of the game, his 184th of the season, and he pulls Clarksville back up three. Rolando Dow, left-handed, sit pass to the left wing for Hall. Hall bounces to baseline left for Bowling, who lost control of it, tried to save it back into play, and it falls back into Wheat's hands. All the way down the floor, he bounces left block for Berry, who floats it up and in, and it's a timeout on the floor taken by Lebanon. Timeout Lebanon after Clarksville cashes in on the turnover. With 5:44 to go in the second, it's Clarksville 20, Lebanon 15. We cashed in on as the J.J. Wheat and Jaheim Berry connection lives on for Clarksville. Been so huge to get them to this point. So far, those two have combined for 11 of Clarksville's 20 points. About par for the course for this team's season. 5:40 to go, second quarter coming out of the Lebanon timeout. It's Lebanon ball down by 5. Their biggest deficit of the ball game. On the outside, Yarn Alexander back in the game after picking up his third foul early in the first half. Alexander bounces a nice feed down low to Dow, who draws the foul from the left block. Rolando Dow, outsized by Arnett Hines, but just snuck in there down baseline left. Alexander found a pocket from the left wing and bounced it, threading the needle for Dow to win the foul and head to the free throw line. Foul was on Carnell, who came in late. That's his first. With 5:27 to go in the second, Dow hits the first free throw. Second one on the way, and it is good for Rolando Dow. 3-point game, Clarksville with the lead and the ball. 5:25 to go, second quarter. J.J. Wheat on the outside, faced up and guarded by Rolando Dow, who just hit both free throws. Wheat jab steps his way over to the left wing, nearly loses control of his dribble, but picks it back up. Right-handed pass on the outside, keeps it with Berry. Top of the key, Schreiber Rivera steps inside, and he travels. Took an extra step before he jetted inside the arc from the top of the key, and it's a turnover by Clarksville. Lebanon basketball down by 3. 5:09 second quarter. Winner will move on to play Bearden, who held off a furious comeback bid from Cane Ridge and the game just before this one to win 69-67. Up top, Hall. Quick pass, right wing. Nizik wide open for a three ball, and he knocks it down. Bryce Nizik, best three-point shooter on this team. Can't leave him open. That's exactly what Clarksville did, and he made them pay. Tied up at 20. Clarksville ball. Berry, deep three from the right side. Off the front iron, but rebounded by Hines. And a quick shot from the right elbow is good as Hines puts it up and in after the offensive board. So Clarksville back up 2. 4:29 to go, second quarter. Rolando Dow accelerates from half court all the way to the bucket and hangs it up and in. In a flash, Rolando Dow goes 45 feet to tie us back up at 22. Arnett Hines, left side with J.J. Wheat. Hardly comes off the floor. Wheat does for Clarksville. 4:10 to go, second quarter, tie ball game. Schreiber Rivera handling it for Clarksville up top, bounces it outside the arc, right side to Berry, who goes straight back up top to Hines. Hines steps inside, turns around, gives it back outside to Wheat, who goes into the left corner for Hines. Dribbles down the baseline left, hangs up a 10-footer. It's no good off the left iron. Rebounded by Alexander. Pushed ahead to Hall. Bounced ahead to Alexander, who drops it into the bucket. Hall and Alexander. The 1-2 gives Lebanon the 2-point lead, and Clarksville furiously back down the other way. It's an offensive foul. J.J. Wheat recklessly down the lane, runs into a Blue Devil, and it gives the ball back to Lebanon. My goodness, the speed of that sequence. As Hall grabbed the rebound, went back and forth with Alexander quickly down the floor to pull Lebanon ahead, and And the Clarksville bench and fan base not happy about it. That's called on Hines with 3:31 to go in the second. Lebanon ball leading 24-22. Baseline inbound, goes to the right wing for Alexander. Alexander spots up a three, fires and hits. Had J.J. Wheat in his face, but he let it fly anyway, and the 33% three-point shooter pulls Lebanon ahead by 5. Yaron Alexander already with 13 points, and it's a turnover forced by Lebanon. Abston picks it off, walks it ahead for Dow, and he couldn't beat the ball to the bucket. And he ended up finding the underside of the rim where it's picked up by Hines. Down the other way for Clarksville. He pops it up from the free throw line. No good. Schreiber Rivera with the offensive rebound and a foul on the putback try. So Joseph Schreiber Rivera will head to the free throw line. With exactly 3 minutes to go in the second quarter, a timeout is taken by Ted Young and the Clarksville Wildcats. Lebanon leads 27-22 with 3 minutes to play in the second quarter from the Murphy Center. Where Lebanon leads Clarksville 27-22. 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. As Lebanon on a 7-0 run over the last minute 20 seconds of play. Clarksville trying to end that here with Joseph Schreiber Rivera on the free throw line. And he drills the first. Shooting towards the bucket to my right, where the Lebanon student section sits right behind it, decked out in white and making plenty of noise here in Murfreesboro. And Schreiber Rivera perfect on both free throws to end the Lebanon run and pull Clarksville back within 3. 2:57 to go, second quarter. Lebanon ball, right to left. The Blue Devils go in their white jerseys. Rolando Dow with a threading bounce pass down the lane. It's deflected, picked up by Abston though, and he lays it up and in with the left hand on the left side of the bucket. Wasn't intended for Abston, but he's the one who ended up with it as the ball is deflected by Clarksville. Lebanon leads by 5. J.J. Weeks pops up a deep three on the other end and drills it from the top of the key. That was from NBA range from the senior point guard. Clarksville back within 2. Lebanon ball. Jared Hall attacks to the left block. Off balance floater doesn't go. Offensive rebound. Alexander in the middle of the lane drops it back up and in. Lebanon by 4. Wheat flashes down the lane. Left-handed scoop is short. Hall rebounds. All the way down the floor he goes to Niesick with one man to beat. It's Hines. He blocks it out over the baseline. And a foul is called on Hines, who thought he had a clean block. He stayed with Niesick all the way down the floor. As Hall tried the football pass, it covered about 50 feet. Niesick reeled it in, had it blocked out over the baseline, but Hines got called for the foul, and that's his third. It sends Bryce Niesick to the line. Lebanon extends his lead to 5 as Niesick hits the free throw. So Hines, after picking up his third whistle, and the Clarksville fans still expressing their disappointment, leaves the game replaced by Walls, as Bryce Niesick, a 70% free throw shooter, has an opportunity to put Lebanon up 6 here. And he does just that with a perfectly archy free throw, hitting nothing but net. 2:06 to go, second quarter. Lebanon 33, Clarksville 27, and with the basketball on the right wing is Barry, and he took an extra step. Or did they say his foot was out of bounds on the near sideline? I believe that's the case, and in either way, it's a Clarksville turnover. Lebanon basketball up by 6. Lebanon has hit 6 of their last 7 field goals in this game. After a bit of a sluggish start where Clarksville had the lead for the majority of the first quarter. Lebanon up 6 with the ball. 1:45 to go before halftime. Top of the key, Wyatt Bowling with nobody in front of him. Doesn't even consider the threes. He shouts out instructions and now roams over to the right wing. He puts it back up top with Absent, straight back to Bowling. Puts it on the logo for Dow. They trade passes. And Bowling, just looking for an option, almost looks impatient there on the right wing, but nobody pressuring him. Goes back out to midcourt with Dow, right back to Bowling. This time he does chuck up a 3, and it clatters off the right side of the rim. High flying board by J.J. Wheat for Clarksville, moving quickly. Into the right corner he goes for Jaheim Berry. Lob back out front for Wheat. His left-handed dribble takes him to the left wing. He sneaks around Bowling, pops up a shot from the left elbow. That's no good. It bounces high off the back iron and rebounded by Bryce Niesick of Lebanon. Lebanon with the ball, up by 6. 1 minute to go in the second quarter. Rolando Dow gets into front court, puts it on the free throw line for Bowling. Lob down low, left block. Hall muscles it up and in, right over Barry, and Lebanon leads 35-27. 47 seconds to go in the second. Clarksville ball. court, nothing on his mind but attack. The senior point guard from Clarksville trying to keep his high school career alive, and what a career it's been, as he heads to the line after the foul on Jared Hall, his second. With 42 seconds left in the second quarter, Lebanon down by 8, make that 7 as Wheat hits the free throw. Hit over 2,000 career points with his 31-point performance in the sectional win over Memphis East to get to this point. J.J. Wheat has had quite a career and seems to come up big in the biggest games. Also at 32 and the game-winning bucket in the District 13 championship win over Rossview this season, as he hits both free throws, and it's a 6-point Lebanon lead with 39 seconds to go in the first half. Final 4 spot on the line here in the 4A class as we play in Murfreesboro. Lebanon ball with 27 seconds left on the outside is down, just trading passes with Abston. Looks like the Blue Devils will be content to take the final shot here, leading by 6. 17 seconds left in the half. Attacking the bucket to my left here in the Murphy Center. Top of the key, Abston with 10 seconds. Steps to the free throw line, turns around, gives it back up top to Yarn Alexander. 5 seconds. Alexander on a screen from Hall. Gets to the left wing, chucks up a deep 3. No good up the left side of the rim. Ball trickles out over the baseline as the buzzer sounds. And we are halfway done here in the 4A quarterfinals in Murfreesboro. Lebanon trailed early but clawed back to take a 35-29 lead as we head into the break. Coming up next, Blue Cross basketball at the half. We'll run down the first half stats and more after this 2-minute station break on the TSSAA network. Murphy Center in Murfreesboro. Start of the third quarter in the 4A quarterfinals. Lucas Panzico with you as Lebanon leads Clarksville 35-29. Both teams back out on the floor for the second half. It will be Clarksville basketball going right to left in their road black jerseys with the purple numbers and white trim, going against Lebanon in the Blue Devil zone defense with their home white jerseys, blue trim with the Blue Devil logo stamped above the numbers on the front of the Nike jerseys. So Clarksville basketball handling it on the outside is J.J. Wheat. He led the Wildcats in the first half with 10 points, has led them all season with over 22 per game. Up top, Joseph Schreiber-Rivera lifts it with his right hand backwards to Wheat. Wheat dribbles into a double team, two-handed pass into the left corner, one dribble and a deep 2 from Hines, no good. Wheat is there for the board in the middle of the lane, putback doesn't go. Schreiber-Rivera trying to set it back up and in like a volleyball player. That's too strong, and that's rebounded by Dow of Lebanon. Here come the Blue Devils left to right, their first possession of the half. Down low, Hall jumps it to the right block for Abston. He wiggles around Schreiber-Rivera and craftily finds an angle for a lay-in. Lebanon stretches its lead back out to 8, ties the largest lead of the day for the Blue Devils. Clarksville basketball. Schreiber-Rivera left side, right-handed pass up top to Hines. Hines pushes it to the right wing for Jaheim Berry. Berry had 5 in the first half, averages about 17 per game for the Wildcats. Got to get hit going. Schreiber-Rivera dribbles into the lane, somehow gets right through Jared Hall and lifts it up and in with the right hand. So Clarksville responds. Down by 6 for the Wildcats. Lebanon basketball leading 37-31, 6:42 to go, third quarter. Rolando Dow dribbles into front court, flicks it to the left wing with his left hand for Jared Hall. Hall with only 5 first half points, drives to the left block, hanging banker high off the glass and in for the 6'8", 210-pound junior, and Lebanon back out front by 8. Clarksville basketball. J.J. Wheat out front between the circles. He goes to the big blue MT logo here in Middle Tennessee for Jaheim Berry. Top of the key, here's Joseph Schreiber-Rivera. Pumps the 3 from there on the catch and shoot, and it clatters off the front iron. A short effort, rebounded easily by Hall with nobody around him. He walks it into front court, steps to the right elbow, harassed by Hines, goes back out front to Wyatt Bowling. Bowling directing traffic now as he backtracks to the midcourt stripe, and Rolando Dow comes over for the handoff. The Lebanon point guard. Two-handed pass to the right wing for Hall. Hall squares up Hines, gets a screen from Bowling, looks for the 3. Hines closes it down, coming off the screen, and Hall puts it back up top for Alexander. Yarn Alexander, 15 points so far, fires a 15-footer from inside the arc, left side, no good off the front iron, and it's rebounded well by DeMar Carnell, holding off Hall. All the way down the floor goes Berry, finding Schreiber-Rivera all alone under the bucket for an easy lay-in. Schreiber-Rivera beat the Blue Devils down the floor. Clarksville back down 39-33. 5 Great defense by Clarksville, swarming to the basketball, but that time just a little bit of contact sends Jared Hall to the free throw line. With 5:08 to go in the third quarter, foul on Schreiber Rivera, his first. And Jared Hall fires the first free throw and hits. The number 2 player in Tennessee in the class of 2023, number 15 power forward in the country, Jared Hall, averaging a double-double per game. Hasn't quite gotten going today as his second free throw rolls around the left side of the rim and off the back iron. No good, but Abston corrals the offensive board. Puts it up top for Dow, and he drills a 3-ball. A second chance 3 for Lebanon, and they lead by 10. J.J. Wheat drives inside quickly for Clarksville. Bounces back outside. Right wing for Barry. His 3-ball is short. Rebounded by Alexander. And here comes Lebanon trying to extend the lead. Alexander pickpocketed at half court by Wheat. Behind the back dribble, gets him around bowling, and a right-handed flush in transition for J.J. Wheat. Lebanon basketball now up by 8, and it's a Lebanon turnover. Trying to go all the way to half court against the Clarksville press. And it was a high pass on the near side for Abston, who caught the ball, and on the way down, his foot was out of bounds on the near sideline. So Clarksville now gathering a little bit of momentum after trailing by 10 for the first time. 4.5 minutes to go in the third. Clarksville ball down by 8. Deep 3 from the logo by Wheat. That's off the front iron, and Abston's all alone in the middle of the lane. Rebound falls right through his hands. He gives it off to Dow, who walks it out front, left to right for Lebanon. Shaheem Berry squares him up in the man-to-man for Clarksville. Two-handed pass, left wing for Abston. Straight to the free throw line, bowling, catch and shoot. Pops off the back iron, no good. Jared Hall rises high, clearing the board, snatching it out of the air with both hands, and he is fouled on the way down by Clarksville. J.J. Wheat can't believe it. The foul is on the senior, both hands on top of his head in disbelief. With 4:08 to go in the third quarter, they'll say Wheat fouled Hall on the way down after grabbing that offensive rebound and using his big 6'8" wingspan to do it. Lebanon ball, leading 43-35. Correction, that foul was on Hines, his 4th. Quick inbound from the baseline to Alexander. Baseline right, pops up a 15-footer. That's no good off the left side of the rim. Hall with another offensive rebound and another foul on Clarksville. And I believe that may get Hines out of this game. It depends who they call it on. There were several Wildcats converged on Jared Hall. With 4:01 to go in the third quarter, Hines is safe for the moment. It was called on Carnell, his second. But Hines will come off anyway with his 4th foul. And it's Lebanon ball again, baseline inbound. Lob to the free throw line for Hall is poked out of his hands by Wheat, but Lebanon retains it as it fell into the hands of Nizik. Jared Hall with it on the left wing, playing in front of his own Lebanon bench, and his head coach Jim McDowell in his 11th season. Lebanon back at the state tournament for the first time since 2001. With the basketball, leading 43-35, 3:42 to go in the third. A spot in the 4A semifinals on the line. Hall. Jab steps inside, flicks it up top for Alexander, weaves into the lane, hangs up a floater with the right hand. It's short off the front iron, and Hines wins the battle for the rebound over Alexander. It's given off to Barry. Clarksville basketball. Up top, Wheat pump fakes the 3, drives into contact, gets it up and in with the foul. Wyatt Bowling stepped in an attempt to take the charge, and he gets whistled for the foul. So an and one opportunity by J.J. Wheat. 3:22 to go in the third. Clarksville down by 6. DeFerlin Walls checks back into the game for Clarksville, replacing Jamar Carnell, as Jalen Abston, the junior forward, is back in for Wyatt Bowling, who picks up his second foul for Lebanon. So Wheat at the free throw line. Chance to pull Clarksville within 5 over halfway through the third quarter, and his free throw goes back iron, front iron, and down. Full court press deployed by Clarksville. Lebanon basketball leading 43-38, 3:19 to go in the third. Rolando Dahl gets a screen from Hall to get him into front court, and he's guarded by Walls, who's just checked into the game for Clarksville. Dow surveying the scene, gives up top to Abston. Nobody in front of him. He opts to go right wing for Nizik. He considers the 3, doesn't have it. It was closed down on by Howard. Top of the key, Alexander works his way down the right side of the lane, gives right block to Abston, who's fouled from behind. 2:57 to go in the third. The whistle's starting to pick up here in Murfreesboro. Lebanon 43, Clarksville 38. That will send Jalen Abston to the free throw line. Fouls on J.J. Wheat, his first. Absent fires and misfires on the free throw. It's too strong. It pops off the back iron, goes right back to him at the free throw line, and he has to give it right back to our official. Absent. 2 dribbles, pumps, fires, too strong. Again, almost the exact same result. Hall ends up with the offensive rebound. Can't get it to go. Another offensive board by Alexander. He gets it up and in. Fist pumping on his way back down to the floor. There's the Lebanon size coming into play that we talked about at halftime. 2:41 to go in the third. Lebanon by 7. Clarksville basketball. Barry fires from the right elbow off the back iron. It doesn't go. Wheat with the offensive rebound. He backtracks into the left corner and steps out of bounds. That's the 3rd or 4th time that players on both teams have misjudged the sideline. Maybe something to do with playing on a college floor instead of a high school floor. Both got time practicing on college floors. Clarksville at Austin Peay, Lebanon at TSU. But that's certainly coming to play here in Murfreesboro. 2:20 to go, 3rd quarter. Lebanon ball up 7. Catch and shoot 3 up top. Niesick, it rims in and out. Took 1 trip around the rim and fell off to the left, rebounded by Wheat. Behind the back bounce pass, left wing, catch and shoot 3 by Barry. Good for Clarksville. He high-fives Wheat coming back down on defense, and it's a 4-point Lebanon lead. 2 minutes to go in the third. Lebanon basketball. A spot in the 4A Final Four on the line for 2 programs that have yet to win their first ever state championship. Timeout on the floor, taken by Lebanon, who leads Clarksville 45-41 with 1:54 to go in the third in Murfreesboro.
To help protect the young and young at heart, the sick and the well, to recognize the importance of both physical and mental health while giving back to our communities, is to do more than what is expected of a health insurance company. It is calling you a member, but treating you like a neighbor. It is making a commitment to be right here for you and keeping it.
Every time they make a run, Clarksville is able to respond and pull back within 2 possessions. It is Lebanon basketball. Out of the timeout called by Lebanon head coach Jim McDowell. Going left to right of the Blue Devils. Up top, Jalen Abston. Junior forward goes down low to Hall, who's wide open under the bucket. He gets it up and in with the foul. He got double teamed on his way up, and the whistle came late, right as he was just dropping it in with both hands. With 1:40 to go in the third, Jared Hall a chance at a 3-point play after the foul on Howard, his first. So the 72% shooter drills the free throw. He had 5 first half points. He's got 6 in the second half. Lebanon 48, Clarksville 41. Clarksville with the basketball. 90 seconds to go in the third. Quick pass down low in the lane to Wheat. Off balance, hanging floater. Gets it up and over Hall and in off the backboard. What a crafty shot by J.J. Wheat to judge the 6'8 size of Hall and get that ball to glance up and over and off the backboard. Clarksville pulls within 5, 1:15 to go in the third. Hall takes it to the free throw line, pops from there, back iron, front iron, no good. Rebounded by Abston of Lebanon, but he gets tied up with Howard, and it's a jump ball. It'll stay with Lebanon, but the possession arrow will shift back to Clarksville. 1:11 to go in the third. Lebanon 48, Clarksville 43. Lebanon ball with the baseline inbound. Quick pass, Abston straight to Hall under the bucket, gets it up and in easily, almost as though Clarksville wasn't ready for it. One of the country's best power forwards puts it up and in, and Lebanon leads by 7 as J.J. Wheat runs right into a foul on the other end. J.J. Wheat draws the foul on Yarn Alexander. That will be his third. With 1 minute to go in the third, Lebanon head coach Jim McDowell protesting it, and it'll be Clarksville ball with the baseline inbound. Every time Wheat steps across that half-court stripe, only one thing is on his mind. That is to attack the bucket, to get a shot, a foul, or anything. And he's done it all season on his way to 2,000 career points. Under a minute to go in the third. Clarksville ball down by 7. Down low to Howard. He gets it up and in. 45 seconds to go in the third. 5-point game. Lebanon on top with the basketball. Rolando down. Wiggles into front court around Jaheim Berry. Gets a screen from Hall. Then moves it to the right wing. Dow, 2-handed pass. Right corner for Niesick. Niesick goes up top to Hall. Spin move. Right elbow. Jumper. No good. Too strong. Rebound by Clarksville. It's pulled away by Walls, who has to shoulder off Dow for the board. Here comes Clarksville with 20 seconds to go in the third. J.J. Wheat taking his time, directing traffic. 8 seconds to go in the third. He'll get the final shot off. Splits defenders, loses control of it. Picked up by Hall. Here comes Lebanon. 3 seconds to go. Jared Hall all the way. Two-handed jam. It's an offensive foul. An offensive foul on Jared Hall, who thought he had an and one on his way up for the dunk. And now this Lebanon crowd is making their voices heard with 2 seconds to go in the third. Hall picked up the turnover by Wheat. Took it all the way coast to coast for Lebanon, but picked up the offensive foul. Half-court heave by J.J. Wheat is well short, and after 3, we're set for a fun final 8 minutes in Murfreesboro. Lebanon 50, Clarksville 45, 4 from the Murphy Center after this 60-second station break on the TSSAA network. On game night. Welcome back to Murfreesboro. 3 quarters down, 1 to go. Lebanon leads Clarksville 50-45 with 8 minutes to play. Lucas Panzica with you. 3 of the final 4 in the 4A class are established. Only 1 remains. The winner of this game will move on to face Bearden in the semifinals. Clarksville basketball to start us off in the 4th. Going right to left, J.J. Wheat. Jab steps inside on Alexander and then leaves it up top. And a 3-pointer is drilled by Jamar Carnell. The assist from Wheat drew all the attention inside. Left Carnell wide open up top as Clarksville pulls within 2. Lebanon ball on the other side, left to right. Yarn Alexander handles it. And a 5-second call on Lebanon will give it back to Clarksville. Alexander and Bowling exchanging words, both of their arms outstretched. Might have been some confusion there on the end of the Blue Devils. 7:30 to go, 4th quarter. It's Clarksville ball down by 2. Catch and shoot 3. Right wing Berry clatters out the right side of the rim. Hall rips the rebound away from Schreiber Rivera, but it's a jump ball. Rivera had his hands on the ball for just long enough to force the jump ball. It is Lebanon basketball with 7:26 to go. They lead 50-48. Have led by as much as 10 in this second half, but Clarksville has clawed back every time. On the left wing, Yarn Alexander puts it up top. Wyatt Bowling. Bowling, with nobody around him, leisurely passes it to the right wing for Rolando Dow. Dow is guarded closely by Jaheim Berry. Ranges his way to the free throw line. Throws it up on the run. It's too strong. Rebound tapped around and won by Wheat for Clarksville. Here's a chance to tie or take the lead. Wheat all the way to the lane. Throws it up with the right-handed scoop high up the backboard. No good. Deflection is picked up by Berry for Clarksville. His jumper from the free throw line is short. And then rebounded by Alexander for Lebanon. Up by 2. 6:45 to go in the 4th. Hall from the right wing. Steps to the middle of the lane. Floats it back outside to Bowling. Bowling finds a wide open Amston down low. Amston draws a foul on Schreiber Rivera. Amston caught the ball wide open on the right block. Schreiber Rivera came flying in to try and swat his layup, and Amston smartly pump faked the shot and waited for the foul as Schreiber Rivera came down on top of him. That's going to be the 3rd on the senior forward, as Jalen Amston's free throw is good. Does the dirty work, does Jalen Amston, according to his head coach. First free throw is good. Lebanon leads by 3. And now 4 as he goes 2 for 2. It was the 6th foul on Clarksville, so Lebanon in the bonus here. 6.5 minutes to play in the 4A quarterfinals. Clarksville ball down by 4. Left wing, Schreiber Rivera with the baseline drive into a double team, and he gets it up and in with the right-handed scoop between 2 defenders. Smart move for Schreiber Rivera to pick out a spot under the basket, and Clarksville back down 2. Lebanon ball, free throw line, Bowling. Pops up a jumper, no good. He taps his own rebound out over the baseline, so it'll be Clarksville ball. You have to credit Clarksville for the size disadvantage that they have in this game, especially going up against a 6'8 forward and Jared Hall. They have rebounded the ball well, only losing that battle 25-24. A battle that Lebanon coach Jim McDowell said must be won. Schreiber Rivera with it on the right wing, drives, has his initial shot blocked by Hall, but the deflection falls into his hands and he puts it up and in from the right side. Fearless is Schreiber Rivera taking it right at Hall down low. Lebanon ball, we're tied up at 52. Clarksville has battled back in this second half after being down 10 in the 3rd. Spot in the 4A semifinals on the line. 5.5 minutes to go here in Murfreesboro. Lebanon basketball and a tie ball game. 5:19 to go. This could put Lebanon up by 2. Wyatt Bowling. The left-handed guard off the mark as it tins off the left iron. Lebanon up by 1. Clarksville basketball going right to left, approaching the 5-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Clarksville on a return trip to Murfreesboro. They were here last year, fell in the quarterfinals, trying to battle back to the semis. On the outside, J.J. Wheat taking his time here for Clarksville. He keeps it out there with Arnett Hines on the logo. Left wing, Carnell thinks about the 3, starts over up top with Hines. Two-handed pass right back to Carnell on the left wing. He goes top of the key to Wheat. Wheat, Euro step in the lane, loses it on the dribble. Is picked away by Apston. Here comes Lebanon up by 1. Jalen Apston turns around, hands it to Bowling on the left wing. But a travel on Jalen Apston as he drags the pivot foot when he hit the brakes on the left wing to hand it off to Bowling in behind. And the pro-Lebanon crowd here in Murfreesboro not happy about it, but it's Clarksville ball with a chance to take its first lead of the fourth quarter. 4:31 to go in the game. J.J. Wheat up top, gives left side to Carnell. Carnell, back between the circles to Jaheim Berry. J.J. Wheat controls it. Wheat's got 17 on the night. To the right wing he goes. Berry, catch and shoot, triple try, no good off the front iron. Jared Hall all alone for the board. He snatches it out of the air and gives off to his point guard, Dow, for Lebanon. With the ball, leading by 2, 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter of this 4A state quarterfinal. The chance to play Bearden tomorrow in the semifinals on the line. Top of the key, Jalen Apston. Gives right wing. Bowling had a good look from 3. He passed it up as Carnell held off on the closeout. And Bowling backtracks to midcourt. 3:44 to go. Wyatt Bowling ranges over the left wing. Hands it off in behind to Alexander. Alexander spins down the left elbow and puts it high off the glass. No good. Looking for the foul. He doesn't get it. It's rebounded by Clarksville. And here come the Wildcats with Berry. Berry to the right wing for Wheat. Wheat jabs inside. Puts it up. Ball gets blocked out of his hands. Gets his own rebound. And then the foul. J.J. Wheat driving inside on his way up. Had it dislodged. But he got it back somehow and then drew the foul on the second time up. 3:25 to go. J.J. Wheat is on the free throw line after the foul by Bowling, his second. Shooting towards the bucket to my left, and his first free throw is perfect. That's 18 points for J.J. Wheat, who's coming off a 31-point performance in the sectional win over Memphis East to get to this point. This free throw could give Clarksville his first lead of the fourth quarter over Lebanon. Tied up to 53 with 3:25 to play. He spins the ball, fires and hits. 54-53, Clarksville leads, Lebanon ball. Left to right, Yarn Alexander. The 6'6 senior walks his left-handed dribble to front court, wiggles past Wheat, puts it on the right wing for Bowling. Bowling takes his right-handed dribble to the top of the key and then pushes it back to the right wing for Alexander. Alexander squares up Wheat, goes back up top to Bowling. On the left wing down, quickly to the left corner, Hall. The big man fires a 3, drills the 3, and the Lebanon crowd erupts in Murfreesboro. Under 3 minutes to go, the 6'8 junior, Jared Hall, drills a triple. Wheat on the other end tries the same thing from the left wing. It's off the mark, but the offensive rebound and putback is good for Clarksville by Schreiber Rivera. And J.J. Wheat gets those shots up quick in transition, but Schreiber Rivera followed it up with the board. With 2:48 to go, we're tied up at 56. Listen to that Lebanon crowd in Murfreesboro. J.J. Wheat with 19 points to lead the Clarksville Wildcats. But how about Joseph Schreiber Rivera? Averages 9.5 per game. He's got 18 tonight on 8 of 14 shooting to provide that second scoring spark that's usually provided by Jaheim Berry, who has 8 tonight. 2:42 to go out of the Clarksville timeout. Lebanon ball. We're tied up at 56. Outside the arc, left side, Jared Hall tries another 3. This time it's an air ball. Offensive rebound and putback doesn't go for Apston, but he gets the foul. The offensive rebounding has been a huge strength in this second half for Lebanon. But you'll credit Clarksville for the way that they rebounded in the first half. Rebounding totals right now are in favor of Clarksville, 30-26. But Abston hits the first free throw with 2:34 to go in the fourth to give Lebanon a 1-point lead. Fouls on Carnell. That's the fourth on Carnell. So 2 Clarksville Wildcats with 4 fouls. We'll see how that comes into play. Clarksville ball. Abston went 1 for 2, missing the second. Clarksville has it, down 57-56, 2:20 to go in this 4A quarterfinal matchup. J.J. Wheat, top of the key, gets the step on Alexander, bounces left block. Carnell has it blocked out of his hands by Abston before he left the ground. What a defensive play by the junior. Lebanon ball, dribbling left to right, straight into the face of their student section here at the Murphy Center. 2 minutes to go in the fourth. Lebanon up by 1 with the ball. Up top, Jalen Abston, content to tuck it under his right shoulder and survey the scene and milks the clock here. Now backtracks to midcourt with his right-handed dribble in absolutely no rush are the Lebanon Blue Devils. Minute 40 to go. Winner will play Bearden in the state semifinals. On the right side, Yarn Alexander wiggles around Wheat and draws the foul. Wheat, trailing after getting beaten off the dribble, picks up the whistle with 1:33 to play. So that will put Yarn Alexander on the free throw line, as it's the 9th team foul on the Clarksville Wildcats. Luckily for Wheat, it's only his second personal. Naheem Hines and Jamar Carnell of the Wildcats that will be eliminated by their next foul. First free throw is good by Yarn Alexander. Minute 33 to go as all the Lebanon Blue Devils come back to defend. Alexander by himself, no teammates around him on the free throw line as he fires and doesn't hit on the second free throw. It pops off the back iron. Rebounded by Hines. Here's Clarksville down by 2. Minute 27 to go in the fourth. On the right elbow, Schreiber Rivera spins into a double team, gets it up and off the backboard, but no good. Lebanon ball after the rebound by Bowling, given off to point guard Rolando Dow. Lebanon up by 2. Minute 14 to go. The Blue Devils can build clock here as Dow is fouled from behind by Jaheim Berry, who was going in for the steal. There's the 10th team foul on Clarksville. It will give Rolando Dow 2 free throws. The senior point guard is 2 for 2 from the line tonight. And he misfires on the first. It's a little high and off the mark to the right as it bounced off the right side of the rim. The 67% free throw shooter on the season can still put Lebanon up by 3 here with 1:12 to go. Second free throw on the way and 2 strong. Rebounded by Wheat. Here comes Clarksville down 2. 67 seconds to go in the ball game. Here in Murfreesboro, coming down to the wire for a spot in the state semifinals. Clarksville ball down by 2. On the left side, Schreiber Rivera. He's got 18 points tonight. Pushes it to the right side for his teammate Wheat, who has 19. Wheat. And it's a carry. It's a carry on J.J. Wheat. It'll be Lebanon ball. What a critical turnover with 50 seconds to go. J.J. Wheat stepping in and out of the arc, carried the basketball. So a near sideline inbound for Lebanon, up 58-56 with 49 seconds left, and a timeout is taken by Jalen Abston himself, who did not like what he saw on the backcourt inbound. So both teams will reconvene with 49.6 seconds left on the clock. Lebanon 58, Clarksville 56. Lucas Panzica with you here in Murfreesboro on the TSSAA network. The Clarksville Wildcats in their black jerseys with the purple numbers surrounding their head coach, Ted Young, a former Clarksville player. Been the head coach of this program since 1997, trying to win his first state championship and his 6th trip to the state tournament, the most ever in Clarksville history. Lebanon, to my right side on the far sideline, surrounding their head coach, Jim McDowell, also an alum of the team that he coaches, trying to coach his way to the semifinals for the first time. And both teams come back out on the floor. 49.6 seconds to go. Lebanon with the ball. Near sideline, backcourt inbound, leading 58-56. Lebanon has 2 timeouts left. Clarksville 3. Jared Hall dribbles it out front. He is fouled by Arnett Hines. That will send him to the line for 2 shots. Very quick foul by Clarksville, and that will be the 5th foul on Hines. He will go back to the bench senior forward will have to sit down and watch as his team tries to keep his high school basketball career alive. With 42 and a half seconds left, Jared Hall at the free throw line for a chance to put Clarksville up by 3, maybe 4 if he can hit both. First one on the way in, good. That's 17 points for Jared Hall, a 6'8 junior. Second free throw is good. Takes a trip around the right side of the rim, but drops. And with 40 seconds left, Clarksville ball down 4, needing to score quickly. Wheat jets down the right side of the lane and draws a foul. J.J. Wheat will go to the free throw line. 2 shots coming for the senior point guard. 35 and a half seconds to go. So free throws coming for J.J. Wheat. Trailing 60 to 56 to Lebanon. The foul was on Alexander, his 4th. First free throw by Wheat is short. Lebanon players clapping, motioning towards their student section who have shown up tonight in Murfreesboro. Second free throw on the way for Wheat and good. It's a 3-point game. 60 to 57, 35 seconds left as Lebanon controls it deep in backcourt. Rolando down, floats it to midcourt for Abston. Abston fires it into front court, nearly turned over, but it's picked up by Alexander, who's fouled before he's able to slip it to the left block for Hall. Alexander made it to the right elbow before he was fouled with 25.9 seconds left. Lebanon leading 60 to 57. Critical free throws coming up after the foul on Howard. Darren Alexander, 1 for 4 from the free throw line tonight. He's got 18 points. Had a great outing, but he misses the first free throw. Make it 1 for 5 from the charity stripe. It's been a tough day from the line for the 63% free throw shooter. This could make it a 2-possession game with 26 seconds left, and it pops inside. 25 seconds to go, Lebanon up by 4. Clarksville ball. Needing to go quickly. Wheat to the right wing. Pops up a 3. It's a good look, but short. Rebounded by Hall. And Lebanon has it with 15 seconds to go. Hall is fouled on a trailing effort by Kellen Howard. And you can hear the Blue Devil faithful coming alive in Murfreesboro. As their team pursues its first ever state title, they can get one step closer. 13.7 seconds away from a trip to the semifinals to play Bearden tomorrow here in Murfreesboro. Hall does not connect the first free throw. 13.7 seconds left. Jared Hall with another free throw coming. A chance to put Lebanon up by 5. They lead 61-57 over Clarksville. 2 dribbles. Hall fires and hits. Timeout on the floor with 13.7 seconds left. As Clarksville tries to make one final push, Lebanon leads 62-57. On game night, Murfreesboro with 13 seconds left, Clarksville ball down 62-57. J.J. Wheat takes it down the far sideline into front court to the right wing where he is fouled. J.J. Wheat met by a foul on Rolando Dow. And Lebanon with fouls to give. It's only the 6th on the Blue Devils, so a smart foul by Dow. It's a far sideline inbound for Clarksville. Top of the key, deep 3 on the way for Barry, and it pops in and out. Rebound by Hall for Lebanon, and it's a jump ball. Jump ball, possession arrow to Clarksville. Down by 5 with 3.4 seconds left. So desperation time for the Wildcats, who are nearing the end of their season here in the state quarterfinals. Howard with the baseline inbound, gets it into the left corner. Barry has his 3-pointer blocked from the left corner, and the clock will run out. Lebanon will move on. And the Blue Devils pump up their crowd as the clock hits 0. Final score from Murphy Center. Lebanon 62, Clarksville 57, and the Blue Devils stamp their ticket into the Final Four. They will take on Bearden tomorrow, right here on this floor, a 2:30 tip-off, playing for a chance at a state championship bid. What an effort, what a game over 4 quarters today. There was no lead larger than 10. Clarksville battled back after trailing by that deficit in the 3rd. Leading the way for Clarksville, J.J. Wheat, and a phenomenal high school basketball career comes to a close. Over 2,000 career points for Wheat. He had 20 points from the floor. Clarksville, 39%. And Lebanon actually out-rebounded on the boards 34-30, but it doesn't matter as they hang on to win, controlling the majority of the third quarter and closing it out in the fourth. Final score for Murfreesboro, Lebanon 62, Clarksville 57, and the Lebanon Devils 6. Play here in the semifinals tomorrow. Clarksville season ends at 26-3. Coverage of the TSSAA State Basketball Championship continues online at TSSAAsports.com, the place for stats, photos, and video replays from today's game. For our entire network